Good morning everyone. Today we are going to start with our first economic lesson, the story of village Palampur. Overview of the chapter. The purpose of this lesson is to introduce you with some basic concepts relating to production, and this is done through a story of an imaginary village called Palampur. The story of Palampur will take us through the different type of production activities in the village. In villages across India, farming is the main production activity. The other production activities referred to as non-farm activities include small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. We shall take a look at both these activities after learning a few general things about production. So let's start. Our first topic is organization of production. So the first question comes, what is production? Production is a process of combining various material inputs like raw material, labor, and immaterial inputs like plans, ideas, know-how, that is technology, in order to make something for consumption. So the aim of production is to produce goods and services. Goods like food items, non-food items. In fact, so many goods are available in the market which we see every day. And then we have services. Services like transportation, communication service. These are the different services. Now, to produce these goods and services, we need four things, or you can say they are the four factors which are involved in the production. Let's see what these factors are. The first we have land and other natural resources like water. Then we come labor. Then we have physical capital. This physical capital includes your working capital and fixed capital. And then finally we have human capitals. Now what all these factors means and what they are. Now we are going to see them one by one. Now to start with, first factor which involved in the production process is land. To produce any good or service, land is very important. For example, if we want to do agriculture, we need land and water. Similarly, to set up an industry, we need land. The second requirement is labor. Labor, that is the people who will do the work. For example, we have laborers working in the fields. We have laborers working in the factories. These are the people who are involved in the production process. Then third we come to physical capital. Physical capital is basically the variety of inputs or things we required at every stage of production. Physical capital is of two types. First is fixed capital. Things we can use again and again for many years in production process is called fixed capital. Or you can also say fixed capital is investment in long-term assets. So for fixed capital examples are tools and machineries which we use in agriculture. Similarly, there are buildings, there are so many machines in the factories also. They are all called fixed capitals. We buy them or we purchase them only once, and then we can use them again and again for many years. So that is why they are called as fixed capitals. After that we come to working capital. These are the things we need again and again in the process of production. Working capital is also called as investment in current assets. Current assets basically things which we required at the present time to produce a good or a service. In case of agriculture, your working capital is seeds, fertilizers and pesticides. Similarly, for industries, your working capital is raw material and money in hand. Both seeds, fertilizer, pesticides and raw material in industries, they are used up in the production process. So we cannot use them again and again. We can only use them once. The last we come to human capital. Human capital basically means knowledge, abilities, skills, education, training, experience, wisdom. This is most important input in the factor of production because it is a human capital, or you can say human intelligence only, which put all the factors together like land, labor and physical capital and which results in the production of goods and services. So finally we can now I am going to give you one example which will show you how all these production processes are involved in the production of clothes or fabrics from the cotton. The first, you require natural resources to produce cotton. Once the cotton is ready, it is laborers pluck the cotton balls, and after that it is transported to industries where it is processed. After processing, it is converted into yarn. Yarn again is a raw material which is used to make fabrics, and finally these fabrics are ready and they are sold in the market. So in this you can see all the four factors, that is land and natural resources, labor, your fixed capitals like machines, your working capitals like raw material is involved in producing final good, that is your fabric. And this based on that you can conclude that every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital and human capital, and which is known as factors of production. Thank you.